I had a friend ask me how to tie this knot, and it is a 13-part, 15 Bight, 2-pass Gaucho knot. But it is tied from a Casa knot in the style of a Bomba Zurda, which is a button to the left. And so this is the second book I ever did. I did the Western Tat Tips book, and then I did this book in 1990, and it's just got run lists of hundreds of knots. And I would tie a knot that I knew how to tie, and then I would tie a knot either inside of it or to the outside of it, and then I'd take it apart and write down the run list and put it in this book. That's how I did it. But it's too thick to it's too expensive to print, so I haven't printed it in years. I probably only printed probably 150 of them, but there's 150 of them out there somewhere. But so here's our knot. So if you need a screenshot of that, there it is. And we're tying it on a 1-inch mandrel, and we'll tie it right on the mandrel because you want it to pull down tight and flat on the stick. And so this is a 1-inch mandrel, but I'm going to tie the first part on this collar, just because it'll hold the bites to show us how to start it a little easier. Then I'll slide it off and do this last half just on the stick. And you want a pretty good tail, because you keep pulling slack in this first part and this tail gets shorter. But this part of the knot right here is the same as tying the Spanish ring knot that Brian Newbert shows in his video. But you make a clockwise pass, which is that. Then you do an under over, and I just do that for my under so I don't have drag. And I'm using 8 foot of string. So there's my under, there's my over. Now I go on the left hand side of my standing end, under over. And I leave that kind of loose because the next thing we do, okay, that was that under over. Now we pull the left Bight under the right Bight. So we take the left Bight and we pull it under the right Bight. Just like that. And then we do our under, over, under. So we go under, over to lock in the bites that we just crossed. Because see how this is under here and under there? So we go under there and over and under our standing end. That locks in our over one, under one pattern. Now we're just on this back side of our standing end doing what it's doing with our under, over, under. Now if we was tying the ring knot, you'd go up this side. Okay, now we roll it and we do our under. We're doing the same thing this string is doing. Under, over, under. And then we're going to go over the standing end. Get my twists out. Get my bites about the size of my collar. Now that we went over our standing end, now we're splitting these tracks, because we got a set of tracks here where This is under, that's over, that's over. We're just making an over one, under one pattern. I want to hold that standing end down with my finger. Under, over, under, over, splitting those tracks. Okay, I want to get rid of this book so I can get over here and not have a... Okay, and my tracks had crossed. So there's my tracks. We go under, over, under, over, and under our standing end. And that finished a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Bight knot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Okay. Now we're going to follow our left side of our standing end, and we're going to just go under, over, under, over, under. Now we're going to go under to come in to follow the right hand side of this string to our left. Under, over, under, over, under, and over our standing end. And now that I have got this far, and our collars kind of helped us keep everything straight, I'm going to slide that off the collar and get the collar out of there. And I'm going to split our tracks. So under, over, under, over this, under that one, and out over. There's our tracks. So we're going to go under this outside bight to get inside of our tracks. And then we're going to go over, under, over, under, over. And now we're back to our standing end. And a little twist right there. So I am going to work this twist out. Just so it doesn't mess with us as we finish our knot. And as I am doing that, I'm pulling a little slack out of the knot so that we are not quite so big. I still got to see that twist right there. Okay. And I'm getting all the little squares as a box, more so than a elongated box. I'm making it more square. It's good to take the time and straighten your knot up, because what we want is about the space of a new string, because now we're going to tie a knot inside of this. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Bight Casa knot. And now this is the process of turning a Casa knot this size, these square ones, into a 2-pass Gaucho. So we've been tying it to the left. Now we're going to go up the right hand side of our standing part, that path right there, and do the same thing it's doing. Under, over, under, over, under, and over out of the knot. I don't like that one, it's too loose. There. Okay, we went out over the knot. Now we're going to come back in under 2. And then over, under, over, under, over, out of the knot. Now, under 2, over, under, over, under, over, out of the knot. Now, there's our pair we got to split. So we go under 2 and split that pair. Then we do an over 2. And it's under, over, under, over. And I don't like that twist right there, but we might have to live with it. Okay, see our pair right there? So we're going to go under 2 to split the pair, and then we got to do an over 2, and then under, over, under, over, out of the knot. Get this twist. Got it pulled too tight. There we go. Okay, see our pair there and there? So we're going to go under 2 and split the pair. Over 2, split a pair. And then we got to do our under 2. I'm going to pull this up. Where you really get your twists is when you try to do all the way through the knot, like I've been doing. So I've got some twists. Okay, over, under, over. See our pairs? There and there. We go under 2, split a pair. Over 2, split a pair. And then under 2. Now we're over, under, over, following this string. Okay, there's a pair, there's a pair, and there's a pair. So we're going to go under 2, split a pair. Over 2, split a pair. Under 2, split a pair. And now we've got to go over 2 and then follow this twisted string. So it's under, over. Now if I wasn't doing this video, I would have stopped and took that twist out of that string before I would have started this, but we were into the video, so I just kept going, which is a bad thing. Under 2, splitting that pair, over 2, split that pair, under 2, split that pair. Now that we did our last pair, we go over 2 and then under, over. Now we go to splitting our pairs. Under 2, split a pair. Over 2, split a pair. Under 2, split a pair. Pull our slack, get our twists out. I tied this knot a little too loose on our collar, so as I'm pulling, it's sliding back and forth on my mandrel. Okay, there's our pair. That's our last pair, so we go over 2 to split the pair, and then where's our last pair, then we do an under 2, and then we're going to go out over 1. Okay, under 2, split a pair. Over 2, split a pair. Under 2, split a pair. Over 2, split a pair. That's our last pair, so then we go under 2 more. And over 1 out of the knot. The string is sure twisty. Okay, under 2, split a pair. Over 2, split a pair. Under 2, split a pair. Over 2, split a pair. Under 2, split a pair. And now we're just over 2 out of the knot. So we got 1 more up and back. Under 2, splitting that pair. Get our bight locked in on that outside edge. Over 2, split a pair. Under 2, split a pair. Over 2, split a pair. Under 2, split a pair. And out over 2 out of the knot. Right there, those 2. This is our last pass. Under 2, split a pair. Over 2, split a pair. Under 2, split a pair. Okay, so it's over 2, split a pair. Under 2, split a pair. Out of the knot over 2, and we're back to our standing end. We go in alongside it. And then, so I can bury my ends up in the center, I'll pull that out and go in under. In fact, what I like to do on this knot is I'll pull that to the inside, go over to split that pair, and go out to the inside so that I can bury my ends, burn my ends off underneath the knot. Now, this knot isn't tied to the perfect tension of the knot that we would like tied. You can see how that's stiff, and you fold that over and put your rope in to tie it to your saddle horn if you're a steer tripper or calf roper. But this will give us 13 parts and 15 bites, and it's a 2-pass Gaucho knot tied of the method of a Bomba Zurda. So I hope you'll try tying this knot, and thank you for watching. I enjoyed tying it. Period.